This video is for educational and inspirational purposes only. There comes a time in everyone's life when everything seems to fall apart. Dreams are shattered, loved ones turn away, hard work appears to bring no reward, and hope slowly begins to fade. In those moments, the hardest thing to do is to remain calm. Yet the Bible teaches us that those who trust in God during their darkest days will eventually witness His perfect plan unfold. Long ago, there lived a righteous man named Job. He loved God with all his heart, lived honestly, and treated everyone with kindness. God had blessed him with a loving family, great wealth, good health, and the respect of everyone around him. People looked at Job's life and believed that he was truly favored by God. However, everything changed in a very short time. His livestock was stolen or destroyed, his servants were killed, and the greatest tragedy of all came when all of his children lost their lives in a terrible disaster. Soon after, Job himself became seriously ill, covered with painful sores from head to toe. The people who once admired him began to mock him, and even those closest to him questioned his faith. Job's friends came to comfort him, but instead of encouraging him, they accused him of committing hidden sins. They believed that such suffering could only happen to someone who had done something wrong. Job was deeply hurt by their words, yet he refused to curse God. Instead, he said, "The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord." Even though he did not understand why these painful events had happened, he chose to trust God rather than lose his faith. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. There seemed to be no end to his suffering. At times, Job cried out in confusion and sorrow, but he never abandoned his relationship with God. He continued to pray and patiently waited for God's answer. He believed that even when he could not see the purpose behind his pain, God was still in control. Finally, God's time arrived. The Lord restored Job's health, blessed him with a new family, and gave him twice as much as he had before. His honor was restored, and the people who had once mocked him now respected him again. Job's life became a testimony that difficult seasons do not last forever. God can restore what seems impossible to recover. The story of Job reminds us that every storm has an end. Difficult moments are temporary, but God's faithfulness is eternal. When life becomes unfair, when prayers seem unanswered, and when the future looks uncertain, we should not lose hope. Instead, we should remain calm, continue doing what is right, and trust that God is working behind the scenes for our good. If you are going through a difficult season today, do not give up. Your present circumstances do not define your future. God sees every tear, every silent prayer, and every act of faith. The delay is not God's rejection. It is often His preparation. Keep believing, keep praying, and keep moving forward with courage. Remember, a tree grows its strongest roots before it produces its sweetest fruit. In the same way, God often strengthens our character before He blesses us with greater opportunities. Your pain is not meaningless. It is shaping you into the person God created you to become. Never forget this powerful truth. Stay calm, trust in God, and be patient. Everyone's time changes. Today's tears can become tomorrow's testimony. Today's struggle can become tomorrow's victory. With faith, patience, and hope, every difficult chapter can lead to a beautiful ending. God's timing is always perfect, and those who continue to trust Him will never be disappointed. As the years passed, Job never forgot the painful days that had tested his faith. Instead of becoming bitter, he became wiser and more compassionate toward others who were suffering. Whenever someone came to him with a broken heart, Job would remind them that pain is not the end of the story. He would tell them that God never abandons those who continue to trust Him, even when his plans are difficult to understand. His own life had become living proof that God can turn mourning into joy and restore what seems permanently lost. Many people who heard Job's testimony found new hope. They realized that blessings are not measured only by wealth or success, but by a heart that remains faithful through every season of life. Job understood that true peace does not come from perfect circumstances. It comes from trusting God's promises. Even when everything around us changes, God remains the same yesterday, today, and forever. If you feel discouraged today, remember the life of Job. Your struggles are not invisible to God. Every prayer you whisper, every tear you cry, and every step of faith you take is known to Him. Do not allow temporary hardships to destroy your eternal hope. Hold on to God's promises, continue walking in faith, and believe that your breakthrough will come at the right time. The Bible reminds us that those who wait upon the Lord will renew their strength. They will rise above their fears and move forward with confidence because God walks beside them. So stay calm, keep your faith alive, and never lose hope. Your season of sorrow will not last forever. The same God who restored Job is still able to restore your life, your family, your peace, and your future. Trust Him with all your heart, because everyone's time changes, and God's perfect timing never fails. Even after experiencing God's restoration, Job remained humble and thankful. He never allowed his renewed blessings to make him forget the lessons he had learned during his trials. Instead, he used his life to encourage those who had lost hope. Whenever people questioned why God allows suffering, Job reminded them that human understanding is limited, but God's wisdom is perfect. He explained that faith becomes strongest when it is tested, just as gold becomes pure when refined by fire. As Job grew older, he spent more time teaching his children and grandchildren to fear God, love others, and remain faithful in every circumstance. He told them never to judge people by their struggles, because no one knows the purpose behind another person's pain. He encouraged them to pray in every season, whether in times of joy or sorrow, and to trust that God is always working for the good of those who love Him. The people around Job began to see not only the blessings God had given him, but also the peace that filled his heart. They realized that true victory is not the absence of problems, but the presence of God in the middle of every storm. Job's life became an unforgettable testimony that patience, faith, and obedience are never wasted. Today, the message of Job still speaks to every generation. No matter how difficult your situation may seem, never believe that your story is over. God can open doors that no one can shut. He can heal broken hearts, restore lost dreams, and turn your greatest pain into your greatest testimony. Keep your eyes on Him, remain calm, and continue walking by faith. One day you will look back and realize that every trial prepared you for a greater purpose. God's plans are always better than our own, and His love never fails. When you place your life in His hands, even the darkest chapter can become the beginning of a beautiful new story. And as the years continued to pass, Job's testimony spread far beyond his own land. Travelers who heard about his remarkable journey carried his story to distant places, inspiring countless people to place their trust in God. Many who were discouraged found renewed hope after hearing how God had transformed Job's deepest sorrow into overwhelming joy. His life became a reminder that God's promises never fail, even when the journey seems long and painful. Job often gathered his family and shared the lessons that had changed his life forever. He would say, "Never measure God's love by your circumstances. Measure His love by His faithfulness." He taught them that wealth can disappear, health can fade, and people may disappoint us. But God remains constant through every season. He encouraged them to build their lives on faith, honesty, humility, and obedience to the Lord. Whenever someone asked Job the secret behind his peace, he smiled and answered, "I stopped asking God, 'Why is this happening to me?' and started asking, 'Lord, what do you want to teach me through this?'" That simple change in perspective transformed his heart. Instead of living with fear, he lived with confidence, knowing that every challenge had a purpose designed by God. This message is just as meaningful today as it was in Job's time. Many people are silently carrying burdens that no one else can see. Some are struggling with financial problems, broken relationships, sickness, loneliness, or disappointment. If that describes your life today, remember that your present situation is only one chapter of your story, not the final page. God is still writing your future, and His plans are filled with hope. So do not give up when life becomes difficult. Keep praying when answers seem delayed. Keep believing when the path ahead is unclear. Keep doing what is right, even when no one notices. The God who remained faithful to Job is still faithful today. He sees your tears, hears your prayers, and knows exactly what you need. At the right time, He will lift you up, restore your strength, and fill your heart with peace that no circumstance can take away. Therefore, stay calm, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and remember that everyone's time changes, but God's love remains forever. If this Bible story touched your heart and strengthened your faith, don't forget to like this video, comment your favorite lesson, and subscribe to our channel for more inspiring Bible stories and life-changing messages. May God bless you and your family. Thank you for watching.